Remember the last time we had to disconnect the microphone?
We fixed it.
Oh, awesome sauce. Van Vliet, I just remember.
Okay, guys, we are live on YouTube, so I am going to start the recording.
Okay. This is the Historic Landmarks Commission of Harpers Ferry. This is our regular meeting, Monday, August 15th, 7:08 or 9 this evening. In attendance, we do have a quorum tonight. We have Karen Segezi, who's the vice chair, Christian Petronis, myself, who's the treasurer, and Tommy Van Vliet as another member. So we have a quorum. Until further notice, the Corporation of Harpers Ferry governing and deliberative bodies will hold meetings and or hearings via Zoom, which provides for public participation during a public comment period when applicable and when posted on the agenda. Alternatively, the public may watch meetings by YouTube or listen by telephone. These options comply with the Open Governmental Meetings Act.
Okay. Our opening statement: the Historic Landmarks Commission was established to preserve, protect, and foster the rehabilitation of the town's historic edifices. To ensure the growth of the community is commensurate with its historic significance, the commission operates under the authority granted to it by FC Ordinance Article 131 as set forth in the West Virginia Code 8-26A-4. The qualifications of the commission members are on file with the town and are hereby made a part of the record of each and every action of the commission at today's meetings. The basis of the commission administrative approval or recommendation to the Board of Zoning Appeals is the Harpers Ferry Historic District Standards and Guidelines. They are hereby made a part of the record of each and every action of the commission at today's meeting. Each application heard today is considered on its own merits and is not to be considered as establishing a precedent for any other application. Please note an interactive digital catalog of all Harpers Ferry Historic District properties, including architectural descriptions, locations, and pictures, is available for public edification online at bit.ly/hf-historic homes.
Okay, approval of the agenda. I move that we move up just item number 6.1, discussion on the ZZPA 2022-002, which is the 221 Potomac Street window replacement agenda item. I move that to the first item that we do.
I second that.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So I guess we can bring aboard
Joshua.
Joshua. All right. Hello,
Yeah,
Joshua. How are you?
Hey everyone. I'm online.
Good. And welcome to Harpers Ferry.
Yeah, thank you. I do not have option to show myself, but it's okay. I assume
Whatever
you guys
you wanna
can hear me.
Incognito. We can handle it.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, we purchased this property last December. Found the previous owner. I guess you guys all know her. Then in the past 8 months, we basically just keep doing the rehabbing of this very, very old house. This probably, I did a lot of history research and found this probably is one of the oldest house in Harpers Ferry. And we are very exciting to have this house, and we do a lot of work, try to protect the house to be like as original as possible. But the windows, the one we are applying, they are in very bad condition. So I talked with Kevin several times, and he came to visit us, and we decided to replace the windows. The previous owner already replaced several windows. I think pretty recently. We did not know because some of you already know she already passed away this February. So we do not have a lot of information of what she did previously, but there are several windows on third floor, which is replaced recently, should be very recently. I'm not sure she went through this permit application. So what we plan to do basically try to preserve as much as possible and will align with the West Virginia and Harpers Ferry's code. And we show this 2 windows, at least 2, I believe, already replaced recently, and the window company gave us all the design specifications which align with the code and align with the existing 2 window being recently replaced. By the way, Kevin sent us all the requirements of the windows, so that's the reason we could put all the details together. I'm not sure there's material in front of you, but except the application form, I also attached some pictures, some specification of the design from the Windows company, HPG. They use a company called Marvin to customize each window for us. This is a pretty old house, and each window seems it's different size. So we basically have to customize each window. I actually, this is my first time to join this meeting. I'm not sure what I should cover. So let me know.
Whatever you like to tell us. We are listening. We are a committee or commission who has helped put together the ordinances we have regarding historic buildings in Harpers Ferry. And, our goal is to help residents and owners of properties to, comply with the ordinances. And our big thing is if, like getting the permit, you've done the right thing right there. So you are in process with us. So that's a good thing. You've been working with Kevin Hamilton, which is our ordinance review officer. He has approval on the easy things that they're
Right.
black and white. It says right there, and he can approve something and issue the permit. But when there's some gray area, that's when he kind of defers it to historic landmarks. And especially for a building of your age and historic significance, it's a contributing structure to the town. It's a very important building among others in the town. So we try to be a little more careful, because we're trying to retain as much of the historic elements of a home, and windows are critical. Roofs are another one, but it's the exterior. All that the town of Harpers Ferry is concerned about is the exterior of the building from the viewpoint of being on the street. How someone could see your home from the street, so they're not peeking through windows, and they're not, they're not. It's strictly an appearance thing, and so we try to work with our residents to get them in the right place. And we and this group here are only doing advice. We cannot make hard recommendations. That'll be with the Board of Zoning Appeals. You're going to have to one more time go visit with that group. They're different people. Okay. They're different. They're not us. We're the people that kind of help them interpret our rules, which are in what's called Part 13, Appendix A. Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I completely align with what you just said. I also want to make sure that whatever I do, I retain, as I said, this historic building as much as I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually learning from right now a teacher to teach me about those kind of historical building retain to make it like not only a new look. I mean, when I say new, it look like at least newer looking, but meanwhile to keep the historic part of the building, especially the culture part. This house has a lot of story. I read a lot of books to figure out the story behind this house. I could even, if I put them together, the house itself is a book. So
Well,
I really cherish this house very much.
well, Joshua, I can tell you in a near term, you'll get an opportunity to tell us more about your home. We're actually going to be sending out a letter to all the residents, the owners of homes in Harpers Ferry, and we would like everyone to tell us more about their home from a historic standpoint, like when it's built and any documents and photographs and things like that. So, because it's
Great,
our
great.
job to
Great idea.
keep this information as a public, in the public domain. You know, like my home, I live in Fillmore Street, and someday I'll be gone. I'm just the steward of that home, and I hope to pass it on intact to another owner someday. And we hope they keep it up.
Yes, yes. For me, I find, based on the information I could find, I find all the owner information as early as the moment Washington purchased the land from
Oh,
Harper's
wow.
family. I actually write down the summary of the history of this house and put it a sign in front of this house. So if any of you
Okay.
get a chance to stop by,
Okay,
read the
okay,
summary, it's very exciting to see a
Okay.
lot of historical moment happen actually in front of this house or exactly in this house.
okay. Well, now let's go back to the windows. So it looks like these are the lower windows you're talking about, and you have to, each window is a different size. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, each window, I measured myself, each window at
Yeah.
slightly different size.
Slightly different. Okay.
Mm.
So one of the areas we have, it's in page 45 of our Appendix A. So it says windows that are missing or beyond repair. Well, you've changed out, I don't know what was there for sure. But these are replacement windows that they need to replicate the original. They need in material operation and the pane configuration. I don't know how many panes you had on them, you know, in a panel. You remember?
You mean the color? Oh, you mean
No,
you
not,
mean
no, the number of
panel.
panes of glass. The
Oh
panel.
yeah, I do have the record. It's the 2x3. Actually, it's already in the design. It's 2x3 for each window piece. So in each window there are two pieces, right, up and down, and each one is 2x3.
Okay.
That's the general design. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the thing. So the big thing is the pane configuration is important. They have to be clear glass. And hopefully they go up and down. That's of course. And
Yes.
let's see.
Have to be wood.
And we're probably looking at a material of being, you know, we have to think about materials of the day when you got when your house was built. So that's how, so the material in your day, like for instance, if somebody wanted vinyl windows, they didn't have vinyl windows 200 years ago. Matter of fact, vinyl and plastic, I don't even think was invented. And so it has to be the material that was common then. And I surmise that your home was probably wooden windows.
It's pretty much wood. I tried to find the same material, like the requirement. I think that's the same material that Kevin sent to me.
Okay.
So yes, the majority part of the window should be wood, but there's one piece is called.
It should be wood, especially on the outside. That's the part that people see. We don't see the inside, but we see the outside.
Yeah, so I think that's called clad, right? The clad piece around the window, I believe it's aluminum we designed to be.
That might be a bit of a problem.
That is.
We're not making a decision, by the way, here at this group. We're not doing that tonight. We're just explaining, but cladding on windows, you can either put vinyl or aluminum. But both of those materials are fairly new materials. And that's, I think, going to be a bit of a problem with the cladding.
Just to clarify, Christian, I'm looking at a photo of the house.
Yes.
Which windows are we? Which level of the home are we talking about the windows on? Are all of them being replaced on the front side,
I
or?
think the lower windows.
I actually sorry for I should have mentioned that at the very beginning. I actually put the original window back to the front because those two windows I took it down and find it's in pretty good shape. So this two front window, I decided not to replace them. I will keep the original one, polish them, paint them, and make them just basically the original. And the window to be replaced are the window on the east side towards the parking space side. On there are 1, 2, 3. There are 3 windows on that side.
Yes.
And that's the second floor. That's basically the floor that when you step the stairs up. So you could consider it the second floor, but I think it's or you could say it's first floor, but you have to consider the lower floor as basement.
Yeah, like the main living
So
floor.
Yeah, the main living floor. If you're facing the house, it's on the right side towards the parking space. So there
I
are
see.
3 windows, and then upstairs the third floor, it's the same direction towards the parking space. There are 2 windows. There are 2 windows, and then there are 1 window also the third floor towards the back. That window originally we thought probably nobody would see, but when Kevin come to have a look, find that people remember up the hill there is a building, so people from that building could actually see our back window, one of that window.
That one, don't
So
worry
we
about
can-
the back windows. I know where your property is. We're
Yeah.
not like spies here. We're just looking how a tour where a visitor would go. A visitor goes
Yeah.
on the street. That's all we're going to look at from that direction.
Yeah,
So the back
so
windows. I mean, you could take some of your back windows if they're good shape. You can move those into the other. Place.
Okay. Yeah, so basically back to Tom's question, it's mainly the window towards the parking space. Pretty much you could see all the 1, 2, 3, the second floor, 1, 2, first floor. And also I also need to replace the 4 windows on the attic. So 2 on the east side towards the parking and the 2 opposite side towards the restaurant. There's 4 attic windows. They are already in very bad shape. Actually, for now, temporary, I need to board them because they are broken, and there's the bees. They just fly inside the house and make their home. So it for now. I mean, if you guys do not like that, I could temporarily put some window over there. But because of that, they make the insect make their living inside the attic, so we have to board them. So there's 4 attic window plus all the windows towards the parking space.
So we're not talking about any of the windows on the front facing on the front of the house that's facing the street. Those are all in good shape and still usable.
Yeah, the second floor, I put them back. They are in very good shape.
Okay.
The third floor, it's
That's
replaced by previous owner, Barbara. So I do not need to replace any window you see in the very front.
Oh, yes. Okay. And are the ones on the side, the 6/6 windows, like are on the third floor of the house with the 2x3 over top of the 2x3? It matches those.
Yes, all of them. When I took them down, it's all of them like that. I honestly made a mistake. Originally, I thought it. I talked with Kevin. Originally, I thought it's more about the door, the patio, the fence. So I actually already temporarily put some window on top of that. Then Kevin stopped me doing that. So I'm just letting you know that I have some temporary window which is not done yet, but it's being there.
Okay.
Yeah, because the previous window is very, very bad. They're basically leaking and they are not working well. Basically.
We don't make any decisions. We can recommend something.
Yeah. So the reason I think the this exterior part, the clad part is aluminum because we saw this this on this page that Kevin gave to me called alternative materials. It specifically say aluminum clad. So that's the reason we go with that. I think that's the reason. But if necessary, I could change it.
Yeah,
mm.
that would be more, see, there's two sets of buildings in Harper's Ferry. There's what we call contributing structures, which your house is, and there's non-contributing structures. They're just usually newer homes, you know, built in the last 40 or 50 years. So we're more lean, we're more relaxed on our rules there, but when it comes to the contributing structures, we're much more concerned, especially in structures that are in Lower Town, because that's where the most visitors are. Your house is seen by more people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, every day I went there. There's a lot of people come to talk to
Yeah.
me, and
You get more visitors than most of us ever see.
yeah, I feel I'm very lucky to get this house. It's very very historical building with a lot of attentions.
Well,
but
we're here to help you. We're here to help you restore that and you know, help you take the steps to restore it to you know, its natural beauty.
The one thing, Joshua, is some of your windows, you might be able to get them repaired. I mean, you may not be able to have the skill level to do it, but they can be, a lot of windows can be repaired. I've done my own windows, but replacing sashes and glazing. But if you need woodwork, there are highly skilled people that can rebuild windows and probably save you money and give you that appearance you're looking for.
okay, I also could actually check with the window company whether they could make the wood as another option. Yeah,
sure. And then and you can do that, and you can leave it, you know, whatever color your frame is. I think it's white, and you can paint them white. And now inside you could leave them natural or stain them.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So the issue with the windows, is it that the wood is rotten away, or is it a glass issue, or?
It's the wood is rotten away. They you know, use your hand to lift, especially the previous owner originally put some AC units in the window, and I think it's leaking or whatever.
The condensation from that.
Yeah. So that's the reason.
Okay. Yeah. That would be, we lean towards wood. I'll tell you, it's just, we're trying to keep your house as historically accurate as possible. That would be, you know, that's my goal. Yeah. And also, since we are talking, I'm not sure I have a lot of time. This building, I found that like in 80s, in 70s, 80s, 90s, it used to be called Einhorst Inn. And at that moment, I got a picture from town hall that the patio or the porch part is actually different. I actually was talking with Kevin whether it's okay to actually turn this back to the old style. I like the old style more, but just to check with all of you whether that would be a trouble to myself, or I just keep it on impact. We lean more towards the way the house originally looked, but I think it would look better if all your upper windows, if you had windows that had those many panes, the 6/6, I think. See, in the day, in those old windows, big glass was, I guess, way expensive, so they made them smaller panes.
Right.
So, and to put anything else in it would not look appropriate for your home. And I'm telling you, it will pay later on in resale value, and in, you know, people will recognize that the house, you're doing your best to keep it authentic.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's kind of what we are advising, but again, we don't make the decision. It'll be the Board of Zoning Appeals will do that.
Okay, so do you suggest I update, talk with the window company and
Yes.
update to the wood, or I go
Yes.
with the current
Yeah, no,
proposal
if you-
first?
If you should at least get a quote on it, see what it
Mhm.
is and see if what they have available. Yeah,
Okay,
and try to match your top windows, the number of panes of glass.
yes,
6/6.
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
that's not a problem. The clad, I will check with the window company.
Okay. We understand why they do, they're not used to old building. How many old buildings are around like our Harper's Ferry? Not so many. So they're used to the mass windows that they sell to everybody. But this is not Home Depot windows. These are like,
So
They're
it's
more-
not, it's already very expensive. So I
it
didn't
is
think
expensive.
it-
I saw
I didn't think
that.
it mattered to me. Yeah.
I
And what you
realized it.
saw, what you saw is the material, not the installation or whatever. So
Yeah.
it is expensive. It's already expensive. So to me, I really don't care too much. But I think that to the window company, probably they feel it's kind of natural way to go.
Yeah, but get a quote on the wood, I guess, and then see what that is. And
Sounds good. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
yeah, and see if
And
you
I-
can get that information to Patty in the town hall, and we'll update our records here.
Okay, and when would it be the date that the board will review?
It will be, they'll work around your schedule. They're flexible.
Oh, they're flexible. Okay, because in my case, I of course want to do it as soon as possible. The main reason is the window actually take almost 20 to 24 maximum
Oh my
weeks
God.
to
Wow.
to
Yeah.
customize the window for me.
Well, get
So
that,
I want to kick off as soon as possible.
get it to us as soon as you can, and not to us, but to the town hall, to Kevin Hamilton's attention, and then he'll get it in process with the
Okay.
Board of Zoning Appeals, BZA.
Okay, perfect.
And are
Okay,
we okay?
Do you have access to the standards and guidelines? Do you know where to find those for your own reference?
Is that in Harper's Ferry? Like
yeah, it's
there's
in the website, yeah.
It's appendix-
form.
Appendix
I
A.
actually, oh, okay, let me write down. I only have 2 pages that Kevin printed out and give to me.
Oh,
this
there's a
is-
lot
This
more.
is 40 some pages when you get into it. When you go into the ordinances, you'll go down and you'll see Appendix A, and it's gonna say
Appendix A.
historic district, and it's gonna say standards and guidelines. And then when you go into it, it's gonna list things alphabetically. So if you're looking in the future at doors or your roof or whatever, it's all gonna be outlined there. So that might be helpful to you as well.
Perfect. I'll definitely check. Yeah, it seems I rely on Kevin a lot. Yeah, he printed out this to me, so I just rely on this 2 paper.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
He gave to me. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Thank you so much. Thanks
You're
all.
welcome, sir. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to you
All
guys
right,
later.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Do we want to go to, so we got the agenda. Do we want to be number 3, reading and approval of the minutes?
I don't know if I got the minutes. When did you send them?
I sent them when I sent out a call for the agenda. So I sent them out like last Tuesday.
Did you look at them, Tommy? To vote?
I saw it in the email. I'm pulling it up again right now.
Yeah, look at them real quick, and then we could just say, you got any things to add? If not, then we'll just approve it.
It looks like on the 8th it was sent. I read through it, but
I
let me,
totally missed it.
and I was absent at the last one, so
You were.
I can't do any.
You can
It's-
vote for this as long as you
But
look
yeah.
at, oh, I see. Well,
Do you want to postpone it?
yeah, let's postpone.
Okay.
We're gonna
Yeah,
move. to-
I was absent for the last meeting.
That's
so-
right, and so it wouldn't be right. Yeah,
Right.
okay. We'll move it to next month.
So when we're looking at public comments on agenda items, did we get any of those?
No.
No, we did not. Okay, so move on to discussion and actionable business. I know Guy was looking at requests for quotes for the Weaver Boundary Street sign. I don't have anything to contribute to that. Do either one of you?
No,
Do you want to go ahead and table that discussion until Guy's able to join us?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, next one is the Dan Risk Archives.
Yeah, I had been looking into some stuff for archiving that. I know when we talked, we were, gosh, I want to say it was June, right before the end of our fiscal year. And we were trying to get stuff done quickly. Obviously, I couldn't pull anything together quick enough. So on that, do we have an update with, has our financials changed for that?
Yeah, the financials have changed. I'm the chair of Budget and Finance, so it's helpful. And then I'm on this committee. We did get it pushed into 2023 budget year.
Okay,
So we do have funding to do it.
okay. Because
And
I
we had
have
to
reached
revise
out
our
to,
budget.
I have reached out to a couple people. I spoke to some of the ladies at the Bolivar Harpers Ferry Library, one of whom has a educational history of archiving and document preservation. She said it's probably not something that she would be equipped to handle personally, but she did get me in touch with a couple different people. I've sent some emails. I need to follow up again. A few of them were at West Virginia University, was the one that she suggested hunting down the most. And I think as they're coming back from their summer break, and there's more people around on campus, it seemed I didn't trying to think if I even got any response from them. But I can resend some emails and reach back out to a couple people.
Okay.
I've fished, but I haven't gotten anyone that's bitten yet on really being interested in this. But the one that she most recommended that I'm still trying to track down is a group through West Virginia University that does a West Virginia history, historical preservation type focus in a lot of their work. And this seems to fall in line with their group efforts. So I'm going to try to keep pushing on that. I can send some more emails this week and update you.
I can tell you the most important thing, Tommy, is if we could get, these aren't like 300-year-old documents or anything. We're talking like less than 50 years for the most part. This is not old stuff, but we do need somebody to kind of look at it, organize it, and even put it on a, I don't know, a database or something, scan it or something. But I think there's a lot of duplication in it. I don't think there's as much as many of us thought there was going to be.
Okay.
So I think it's just a few boxes of stuff. So maybe you might want to come down in the town hall and take a gander. Take a look
I do
at
want
it.
to come down and just leaf through and kind of get an estimate. I need to try to make it down there during business
Yeah.
hours to.
It might be somebody we could just pay on an hourly basis. To go through it. But we need to get it done. So
Yeah.
we need to get this off our agenda.
And we're looking for not just digitizing, but also indexing. We're looking for searchable index in this, correct?
Yeah, well,
So I think
Just-
that's where the majority of the work is gonna. I
yeah,
think if we're just digitizing it, it would be pretty quick and easy. But to make it searchable,
yeah.
Do we have to do those can we do those at different times, or does it make it more difficult to do that at different times?
I can ask. I honestly don't know. I think it wouldn't, if we are wanting to get it started and just get rid of not get rid of the box, but not have to lug around a physical box of hard
Mhm.
copies. I don't think it would hurt us to just strictly digitize it. And then because someone could still do the indexing from those digital files,
Yeah,
rather than having to do it all at once.
I mean, I'd like to see somebody at least go through the whole box, get it somewhat organized, and then we know what we got, because we're not even sure what we got.
Okay.
I'm not kidding, we don't. I've been in the box, I've seen it. It's some interesting information, but I think it's also information that's available other places. It's not like some rare documents. I think, but I didn't look at everything.
Right.
So, and the office has the postcards. He had postcards. But by the way, postcards aren't that rare. I mean, I got tons, you can buy them. Some might be more, less available than others, but,
Mhm.
but originally we thought we were getting like half a house of stuff. I'm not kidding. We thought we were going to get thousands and thousands of records. We were really surprised how few we got.
Mm,
So,
okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'll come down there and take
Yeah,
a
look at
for
it.
myself, and it's just in one of the closets there at town hall.
Just come to the office and ask for Patty, and
Okay.
she'll help you.
Okay.
Or then it'll be Patty. Yeah, Patty, she's got the key.
All right.
All righty. So we'll leave that one. The historic landmarks landing page content.
I think most of that was contingent on what we were doing with the welcome letter.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so did you want to go down to the welcome letter?
Let's do the welcome letter.
All right,
Yeah.
so I got it on the agenda for town council and I submitted not only the welcome letter, but I also had another letter in there. And what I did was I tried to mimic the contents of West Virginia as well as National Historic inventory sheets, so that we were on tap with them. We're gathering the same information. I just pulled what was applicable to us in the town. And so Christian went ahead and presented those to town council, and I understand that they have some recommendations for some changes.
So, well, they didn't have all the changes. They just had some ideas that they're going to share. So they like the effort that we're doing. They're excited about what we're doing, especially when somebody else is paying for it. So they like that. And the state's paying for it, from what I understand, the mailing. So the letter will not need to be approved by town council. It'll only need to be seen by Patty and the mayor, the office. So it doesn't need to go back to town council. We don't have to wait a month for that. So they just want to look at it because it's going to require, they just want to make sure it's good, Okay. So the one little issue they had, it's not an issue, but it says, "Dear neighbor."
Mhm.
Okay, so they brought up the fact that we have business owners. Now, a lot of the business, this is Lower Town we're talking about primarily. A lot of the business owners that we see actually don't own that building. They just work, that's their businesses in the building. There's a landlord. And they want to make sure this letter goes to the landlord.
I got you.
So
Okay.
somehow we need to change neighbor and
Homeowners or structure owners, or what do you guys think?
I like the feel of neighbor because it's friendlier.
I like
but
the neighbor, but can
I'm trying to think of something in similar terms that would convey that colloquial.
they just want to make sure it gets to the owner of the building, who actually is the one who does the permits, to do the thing, well, supposedly, the permits, supposed to get permits, for like in fixing the windows or the roof or something like
You would
that.
say property owner?
I was gonna say, yeah, neighbors and property owners, or
Or maybe just say
No.
I don't know, residential and business property owners.
Okay, so kill the neighbors.
Kill the neighbors. I don't know how we can,
Because it sounds like you're dividing when you have them both in there. I see what
right.
you're saying. I like the feel, but then we can't add the.
It's
Yeah.
weird to have one very informal and one,
yeah.
yeah.
So
they-
residential and business property owners?
That's
Commercial.
it. Commercial property, or whatever you want to do.
Commercial?
With commercial, it is commercial property.
Okay.
owners. And there are a bunch of them down there, but we don't
Okay.
see them all
Mhm.
the time. They don't even live here. So we're gonna have to find out, we're gonna have to figure out how to reach them.
Okay,
I'm sure we can, we'll get them. That was one. The content of the letter was fine.
Okay.
So they thought the end of the letter, they had some ideas on the end. You remember how we have the list of names on there? So they like the idea of Guy Hammer being the chair, like we had it originally. you know, from Guy Hammer. And then they felt there should be another sheet with all of us on it, including Guy Hammer, maybe a little picture of us, our address, the same information on like here's your local historic landmark committee people, you know?
Okay.
Okay, like the letter itself is from Guy.
Yeah,
So
they
come find us
recommended
if
it
you have
be
other
from-
questions.
Yeah, and then have another sheet showing a list of us all on a separate
Mhm.
list.
I'm just gonna need everybody to be really good about getting me pictures and sending me the information they want in there, because I don't get a lot of responses. so-
I thought the picture idea was kind of cute. I thought
like
it,
Yeah.
again, that's friendly.
Yeah,
And somebody may see us on the street. A matter of fact, my wife met somebody in the street today. She did not know them, but they knew her, you know, because of her pic, you know, being on one of these videos, you get get known. You know, Zoom.
Well, I promise I will be better about replying to emails.
no, it's everybody. It's not you, Tommy. It's everybody.
Well, I'm part of the problem, I know.
So they recommended the list of photos. Well, one person brought it up. I thought it was a good idea.
Okay.
So give it to Pat and the mayor and then just get it going. Just get this thing going. We need to get it going.
Okay, the only thing that's gonna be holding me up is that sheet that they want.
Right.
I could take people's profile pictures if you got profile pictures, if that's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I can send you and glance through, see what kind of good pictures.
I have a
have.
picture. I send you in my email. You could take that.
I'll take that
picture.
one. Are you okay with me listing your home address?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so send me the contact information that you want in there with a profile picture of you. And then
Okay.
I will get in touch with Steve and Guy and get that from them.
And,
Okay.
and just a little introduction on the top. Here's the historic landmarks people or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah,
Just put that with, I know we're making this thing into a colossal thing. This thing is turning into like 12 pages or something, or
I know, it's just one of these things where I think if we hit them all at once with it, it's better than,
I agree.
you know, death by mailings.
so we're probably gonna have to put them in larger envelopes. They're not gonna fit inside a standard envelope. We're gonna probably have to put them in larger so that,
Well, this also can be double-sided. So, you know, what I have here.
oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
4 pages and it's single-sided, and then I got 2 pages that are single-sided.
Yeah,
So it would end up being about 6 pages total, 2 different documents.
yeah. They also liked, other than that, there was nothing else on the contents of the letter. It was just, they felt somehow we should be able to reach realtors.
Yep.
This needs to get to realtors somehow.
Okay.
Maybe the letter's changed a little for the header, just put your local realtor.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to put the names of the realtor companies, just somehow generally send it out to the local
We could do that email.
email. Email's best.
I can start working on a list of local realtors, and if you have some contributions, let me know.
And they also thought the idea of sending emails someday, this document as well,
Yes.
they thought it was a good idea, and that's something to work with the office on, because I don't get into that.
Okay.
And then from now on, when we get new residents, and the way we know we're getting new residents is from when they're signing up for water service, because we own the water company.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get water service from us. So then at that point, we need to have a system where Angie and our water clerk, she would just automatically send this to them, this
As a
packet,
welcome
maybe
packet.
all pre-made up, a bunch of them
Mhm.
in the envelope practically, and give it to them or mail it to them.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think it's gonna be, I think we're gonna get tremendous, I think it's gonna tremendously improve our response to, you know, historic issues in the town.
Did they have any comments about the inventory?
They didn't say anything. I mentioned it to them, what we're doing. I said, we basically duplicated the program,
Mhm.
same thing from years ago. By the way, it was at the end of the meeting, long meeting, so this was one of the last agenda items, so it went through pretty fast, and they didn't say anything much about it, so we can
Okay.
just do what we want. It's gonna be the mayor's office, and between Mayor Vaughn and Patty, and they'll wrap it up.
Okay, so I'll have this second part just going out from Guy, and they're gonna have the sheet with the rest of us.
Yeah.
So that's the only change I'll make there.
Is that okay, Tommy?
Yeah, yeah, sounds great.
Okay.
And we've done a lot of hard work on this, and the
Yeah.
next one's big, so,
Okay,
okay.
so Appendix A, what I attempted to do was I pulled together some of the towns that I researched. Now, I haven't gotten back from Guy if he's okay with these towns. But what I sent everybody was an electronic copy of Washington County, which covers some of the historic towns there. Annapolis, Maryland. We have Shepherdstown, Charlestown,
Frederick,
and Frederick.
Frederick.
So those
Mhm.
are the ones that I thought were closer now.
I didn't get there was like something on the bottom, it wouldn't open up for me.
Okay,
The 4 attachments I opened up,
okay,
so that was Frederick, the National Park Service, Charlestown, Charlestown, and Shepherdstown.
and
but I
then
didn't see-
what you didn't get was Washington County. That was a big one. Okay,
And that
maybe
one's
maybe
really thorough.
was that?
The Washington County one is really thorough.
Is that on the bottom of the page?
That was probably, they probably put that to G Drive. They probably put that because it was a
It
big
wouldn't
one.
open.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Alright.
see.
I can send out
Maybe
the
they just send that
address.
one, or send me the link,
Okay,
and I'll
Let
look
me
at it.
see.
okay.
Yeah, if you just click on it, it won't open, but if you download it, it'll work.
Oh, I see.
Okay,
But- Yeah, but theirs is, this is the one that I've looked through the most, and it's very, very well put together.
yeah, they're all really,
So I was gonna run an idea by everybody on this whole project. I realized how big it is. It's really big.
Mhm.
So, and I realized that at least Charlestown and well, I noticed ours has a lot of similarity to Shepherdstown. I think that was the one they were getting a lot of information from, because I see almost identical wording in it. But Charlestown and I felt Frederick, the 2 I was able to read today, they have so many pictures and so many drawings that I found extremely helpful.
Yeah.
We have 1 picture in ours, I think,
Mhm.
the whole group, maybe 2. And so I felt like maybe we should break it into 2 pieces. I was thinking like phase 1, maybe get it done by the end of the year, and it's the ordinances, just the verbiage.
Okay.
You know, we change or approve the current verbiage or add to it or take things off, you know, and get that done by, that's like 4 meetings from now, right? September, October, November, December, and we get it done by the end of the year. So we have that done. And then I was going to suggest phase 2 is where we can have a lot of more of an educational focus to this data. Same data. We don't change anything, but we add photos and drawings.
I like it. So like when we have this discussion with Windows, there's pictures 6/6 and it opens top to
Right.
bottom.
It's more
I love that.
accessible. Yeah.
And some owner could open it up and go, oh, I get that. And the building styles I saw in Charlestown
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just like,
They're
and
amazing.
I thought I knew them all. I didn't. I learned a lot in this exercise. So my thought is either, and we can maybe get more budget next year to have it professionally laid out. You know, that's time consuming. We need a graphic artist or whatever, a graphic person to take on that kind of work, I would think. And if not, if we could do it ourselves, but I really, there's whole sections and some of those are so awesome from these other towns. And the pictures help me a lot.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do we keep this in our regular meeting? Does anybody feel we might need to have some special sessions built in where we literally come around the table and dig in through some of this? You know, I think Zoom's a nice option, but I think when we're working on this, I think around the table is probably going to be something that might be a little bit more productive.
Hmm.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think-
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And we can figure people's schedules and
Yeah, I did the win. Now, I didn't even know how we wanted to do this. See, I've asked Patty to get us the original Word file or whatever it is. I don't want to type this whole thing out, So we
Right.
want to get that, and then we want to start talking about each piece and start updating it.
What I did was I created a Word document for each one of the elements that I was assigned. And what I did, just put it across the top. And then what I could copy and paste from the different towns, I put the town name, the page number of the document, and I popped it in there. So when I'm sitting down and I'm doing entrances or awnings, I've got everything there. I can compare it to what we have and go, that's just how my brain works. I'm open to any other suggestion if
No,
you
I
guys
think
have
that's-
better ideas to do that, because I'm all over the place. And if I don't focus, I will get really lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. I think the more we can draw from those other sources and, I think that's a good way to do it.
But I don't think we have to, the three that I looked at, and oh, by the way, ours is good. So I'm not saying ours is bad. It's pretty good.
But
I
there's
just think there's some things in the other ones that are a little better written and more detail
user
and
friendly.
Yeah, user friendly is the phrase I was thinking of as well. Ours is good, but it's not highly accessible to the average person.
Yeah.
The other
No.
ones with drawings and illustrations and pictures. And I think that would be a fun thing that we could do as a group as well. If we finish that first phase and get the hopefully by then we've gotten some of these surveys back from people on their homes, and we could say, okay, what's a home in town that has this style of windows or this style of door or this style of entryway, or,
That's a nice idea.
and we
Take a look
could,
here.
we don't have to go and find drawings or get people to, we can just say, here's 3 examples in town.
Oh, that's a
And
good idea.
Just like Frederick did theirs. They're
Yeah.
all Frederick building. They got plenty of them.
yeah,
they
our
could
town
put
is
it-
small enough and there's enough variety. I think we could find, most, if not all of these features that we're looking for in, in plenty of volume to be able to find some good pictures and,
Yeah. But I really want the pictures and drawings. At Charlestown, they showed what was the word? Oh, I had it because I did Windows. So believe me, there was a lot on Windows. And just as an example. So Windows, Charlestown. So they had great examples of windows that are compatible and incompatible. Or yes or no, this is not acceptable. This is, and they had drawings. They were nice drawings. They highly focused on repairing windows is the best way to go for aesthetics and financial reasons. That's why I was on, our resident earlier about repairing them, even though they may look bad to him, to a carpenter,
It may not be.
may
so
not
bad.
be so rough for them, but, and windows individually are very expensive. Yeah, but we could probably get a carpenter to do it for less, and I think, and,
The one thing I noticed going through is that in my assigned pages, I would see this or see that. So I would go back to that. And what I found was one thing never got addressed because they were going back and forth to each other, but nobody addressed it, was doors and entrances, screen doors and storm doors. And you go back to screen doors and storm doors and it sends you back to doors and entrances. So be careful when you're looking, read it thoroughly, because I found I couldn't find anything about those two. So this is something that I have to go look at as well. And I don't think it was on their part, it was neglect. I think it was just probably they thought it was in there as they went through and did
Right.
this. But
it
I
just kind
found
of sends you in a
that.
loop. back
Yeah,
to
it was
the-
doing a loop without answering any questions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
and then the one I saw was like windows. Well, some towns had them under shutters as
Mhm.
under them. It makes sense, windows and shutters. And we have a little shutter section, but a lot of the other towns really get into
Yeah.
shutters.
Especially
big
in
time.
Annapolis. Annapolis gets crazy into shutters.
Yeah,
And then I had chimneys and I had everything was roof. Roof and
Mm.
masonry was where I found the chimney stuff. So I had to dig in there too. And then what I found, some of these would have you go to other town ordinances. Like it would be, also reference this, and I'm jumping it. So when you go
Mhm.
through, just, keep that on. And again, if anybody has any ideas for other towns they'd like to look at, because I cherry picked with the ones that I'm
You-
familiar with.
That's
I
great.
just, maybe if we got more into West Virginia, if you felt like there was another West Virginia town you want to take a look at, I'd be happy to pull it, but
I spent almost an hour on Lewisburg, and Lewisburg's a beautiful historic town and a prosperous small town in Southern Virginia, West Virginia. And I spent an hour on their website and I could not find it. And they have a historic landmarks commission, but I could not find their, I went all through their ordinances. I went here, I went there, I went. I don't know. So I gave up on those guys. One thing I did want to mention that I didn't want to forget is we have to start addressing like solar. Okay.
Yeah.
They all
Yeah.
talked about it, but I think this solar thing, obviously with a big bill that just got passed in Congress and stuff, we're going to have to be thinking
Yeah.
harder about
Yeah.
saying no than no solar. Because it basically says the only place you can put it is in your backyard, hide it. But that's not going to be feasible because solar works best on certain orientations.
Right.
And they have configurations now that don't scream, I'm a solar panel.
Right.
So we need to be, when we look at those new elements, I think we're going to need to be reaching out and really researching and looking, because I think there's a lot of things that we don't address that the technology is now going to allow us to consider and maintain the historic look of the town. Now, of course, Lower Town, you don't want to be looking and seeing a whole lot of solar panels down there, but I'm thinking there are ways to camouflage them on some of the more modern roofs where you're not going to see them. So, yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot
but-
of things to consider.
Well, I think anything with technology, we have to almost put in, they put solar in our book into mechanical. And I'm like, mechanical with, so it,
Okay.
I don't know. And I have a peeve about stuff that's not even in here. And these are all these electric boxes, the meters and
Mhm.
stuff, and water meters, and not the water meters, they're in the ground. But the meters, the electric meter boxes, I see so much of that in Lower Town. They need to be disguised. I'm not saying we have to have them, but and same with our big power boxes on Potomac Street. We're still, the town's trying to work something there to disguise them. So, but I've seen a lot of things on Pinterest that you'd be
Yeah.
surprised, all the cool ideas people think of.
Well, the other element that I saw, and I don't remember which document it was, but at the end of it, they clearly define things. Like the difference between a deck and a porch and a patio. We might be talking about something, but I really like those definitions because as someone new to historical elements and structural elements, I found that really helpful because porch and deck were the same thing in my head, okay? And they're obviously not. So that's something I'd also like us to consider is not only do we do graphics for them, but I think a glossary would be really
Yeah.
great because I think that especially it helped me a lot. So
Well, that's how I've got around the Frederick one. It's really big. It must be 300 pages. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's huge.
yeah,
So I just go, oh, there it is, and go right there. And then I didn't have to, ours, you really just got to flip through. I do like our alternative material sheet.
mhm,
Some of these towns are really strict. I don't know if we're going to be like that because we've always, just so you're aware, the town has always been conscious about cost for the residents. We can be purists and say this is the way it's got to be all the time, but some of that is very, very prohibitively expensive. And so we have to give people, some alternatives.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. There was a house next to my house. Her name was Pete Murphy, and she's next to my house, and that had a slate roof on it. Replacing a slate roof is really a lot of money.
even fixing it is a lot. I used to
Yeah.
have a slate roof in
Did you?
Delta, PA. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
So they removed her roof and they put actually an asphalt shingle roof, but it duplicated the look. And for months I thought it was a real roof, a real slate roof, but it wasn't. So in the historic landmarks, it was involved in that with her to select that roof. So I'm just saying we've got to also keep that in mind about the
To be open to the
new technology, new materials.
Mhm.
I like stone, iron, and wood, but sometimes, and there's some in the past they used to make the owners replace all their siding with wood, And today, we are much more flexible about that because the wood doesn't last very long here.
Yeah.
Now I have a stone house. I don't know.
Well, we chase carpenter bees like crazy. I mean, we have wood siding and, oh yeah.
Mhm.
So I get it with the wood part. It is a headache.
Yeah.
So there's materials that mimic the historic look. But, okay, I don't think we have to. Well, the only thing I was thinking, maybe this meeting or next meeting, but we can make a motion to, do it in phases and put deadlines. I think if we don't put deadlines, we're gonna be just rehashing, talking.
Do we need to make a motion for that, or can we just send out an action? One of the things I was interested in, if you guys were interested in it, since I now have time, is after each meeting, when I do the minutes, my plan is to get the minutes out within a week of the meeting, is also send each of you your actions. So if like I say, I'm going to type up A, B, and C, that's my action. So Tommy, if you took away an action from this meeting, I would email you saying, Tommy, just a reminder, this is what you blah, 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 and this is when it's due. So I don't know if that's gonna help people or not. 'Cause-
Well, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
is this a motionable thing, or do we?
I think we just keep working on it.
Yeah. I don't know if it would require a,
But I'd like to get it done.
Okay.
yeah.
To get it done because BZA and the Kevin Hamilton need this information. Some of it is ambiguous. Remember, we just got in this war recently on this wall. It shouldn't have gotten to that. And matter of fact, those guys, all the chairs are going to be meeting together in the near future. Patty's trying to set this up with them. She can ever get these squirrels together or cats together, herding cats. They keep moving the date and the time. She tries to get it hammered, and then she's got 2/3 of them, and then 1/3 jumps out of the basket. And so, because we've got to be a more cohesive with our other compadres and be more efficient.
So December is our deadline.
I would like it to be December.
Okay.
For the first part, not all the fancy stuff, just
the
get
verbiage.
words.
Okay.
Would you like me to coordinate a work meeting that is just for us getting together for these appendices, maybe like once a month? I'll put a feeler out and find out what works best for everybody's schedule, which night of the week, what times, and then we can book those. So you want me to do those sessions until December? What do you guys think about
Yeah.
that?
My thought is, that's a great idea, is to do that. And then when we come to our regular meeting, we approve motions and do approvals, because they have to be done that way before it can go to town council. I would like to get this all to town council in January.
Because if we do it this way, I think you're right. We would not get anything else done but the appendix if we're gonna do this in regular meetings.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that. My schedule, we just finished up summer camp season at Parks and Rec, and so I'm breathing a little bit easier these days. So
All right.
Okay.
All right, good.
I am much more available now than the last month or two. So
And
I'm around.
these meetings will be more informal. We're working sessions. The parking committee does that. We meet outside. Maybe we can meet at the pavilion, or at the gazebo and talk there. We don't have to be in a formal. And that way we can hammer out each of these, like the windows, the roofs, the awnings, the blah, blah, blah.
And do we want to subdivide categories or anything beforehand to say,
We did.
I'll come with a rough
I
draft
may not have
of,
gotten it.
It's in the minutes. Tommy, your assignment is page 36 through 41. You
Okay.
have screens to storm doors and streets,
All right.
or to streets.
So it's
Yeah.
pages 36 to 41.
36 to
And you can
41.
read up on other stuff. All of us can, so we can kind of talk about each other's.
Okay.
So yeah, they divided up 5
Perfect.
ways.
Okay.
And then we're gonna eventually do the intro together as well.
Correct.
So yeah,
Got it. Do we want to pick a target date for a first informal meeting, or how soon do we want to kind
Well,
Pull
the
together
problem we
anyway.
have is Guy and Steve.
Hmm.
They're really hard to get. I am busy usually more in the evenings because of town council things. But I could fit in. I'm good in the day, all day, because I'm around.
No, I have very flexible schedule now. I'm retired, so
I'm mostly working 9 to 5, 8 to 4, but I do have a lot of flexibility within that. So if I have advanced notice on something, I can, if we're meeting for an extended lunch, or if I need to get off a little early and we're, doing an early afternoon thing, if I've got a little heads up, I can make almost anything work. So
I just need to hear from Steve and then Guy.
It's Steve and Guy. We just got to hammer those two, not hammer.
yeah,
We gotta get on, find out what they can do. I think Steve is definitely gonna be the hardest. I think Guy works from home, but I just don't know his schedule.
Okay.
And Steve, I don't know. Steve is, I think, commutes, but even if we got part of us together, we're gonna get something done.
Okay.
And then we bring
Yeah.
it to the meeting, whatever sections we think we have done, then everybody looks at it. And then we vote it on, vote.
Is any evening better for you, Christian?
It never pick Monday.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay,
Never pick Monday.
Okay.
And don't do Friday either, but yeah, usually Tuesday or Wednesday,
okay.
because we don't have committee, I don't have too many. meetings.
And if you happen to pick a day where there is another scheduled meeting, you can always move.
Okay.
Because we're a small group.
And we could always meet somewhere else besides town hall as well. For everybody's access.
And it's a work session, so I don't know. If you don't have to Zoom.
Hmm.
And we probably don't need to. Before that.
No.
No.
It's a work session.
Do I need to put an agenda or does it need to have any of that publication out beforehand? Can we just, is this something
Well,
informed?
Maybe post it, but the thing is, it's working me, but we're gonna vote on all this stuff.
I got you.
So it's gonna be. the
It needs-
pub-
Should you put that in your regular meeting or a special meeting to vote? This is just a working.
Yeah,
session.
these are working sessions. I'm saying we're not voting on it. We're just in our working sessions. We're not doing any voting.
And that's what
anything
I'm saying.
official,
Do I
just-
need to have public notification for these? Do I need to have what, kind of like an agenda like we do for the monthly meetings? I mean, I don't mind doing it to be on the safe side, but I just wanna,
I don't think so. I do a lot of things.
Okay.
We all do things. We just
Okay.
have to get some work done. So we can't always have these formal, and we're not hiding anything because we're going to make sure everybody knows.
yeah. Okay. All right, so in the next 2 to 3 days, what I'll do is I will have the date out and I'll try to get a hold of Steve and Guy and we'll go from there and see what kind of response we get. But everybody, please check your emails and make sure my emails are not going in your spam. Because I try not to send a whole lot out, but I try to send stuff out. So I will start sending action stuff out to you guys as well. And I'll look at coordinating a work session.
okay,
I think it's good.
works for me.
Okay. I guess we can do the last thing, which is end the meeting.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
All right, we are adjourning at 2017.
All right, Tommy, thanks. Thanks
Thank
for coming.
you.
We needed you because
Yeah.
we need quorum.
Yeah, sorry for being a few minutes behind today.
That's okay.
If you need me to resend the minutes, just let me know.
Okay, no, I just pulled it up here, so I've got copies of it in my email. So,
Okay,
all right, thank you all.
All
thank
right,
you.
take care.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.